Welcome to another episode of Becoming Butterflies, a 4-H metamorphosis project. Today, we'll be reading Zoe's Mission. Zoe's Mission was written by Rebecca Jordy, an extension agent, and illustrated by Joanne Roche, a master gardener. Zoe, a zebra longwing butterfly, sat atop a Spanish needle wildflower and stared across the busy 4-lane highway. "Oh dear," Zoe sighed. "How could I have wandered so far from home?" Zoe carried important cargo, and she had to get the treasure to its final destination safely. "These cars are flying by so fast. How can I possibly get across safely?" she worried. She took a deep breath and she steadied herself. She knew this mission was the most important of her life. "I'll wait for a break in the traffic and then I'll fly as fast as I can to the other side. I can do it. Now," she said aloud quickly, lifting her striped wings to fly. Flit, 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 flit. She was halfway there. "Oh no, here comes a massive log truck." She lifted her wings again. Flit, 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 flit. The wind from the truck sent her spiraling, twirling high into the sky. Righting herself, she managed a soft landing in the grassy center median. "Whew, this isn't so bad. Look at all the wildflowers and trees. Thank goodness herbicides haven't been sprayed here. If I wasn't in such a hurry, this would be a good place to find the nectar and pollen I love. I'll just have a quick snack while I wait to cross over." Flit, 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 flit. Zoe rested on the native gaillardia flower, a burst of orange and yellow in the sun. Dozens of dragonflies darted all around her, feasting on mosquitoes and flies. They move like lightning speed. Thank goodness they're too busy to chase after me. She needed to plan her next crossing. As she peered across the 2 lanes ahead, she spied a tree-lined street on the other side. "That's the path home," she thought. Her spirits lifted. "You can do this," she encouraged herself. "You must do this." Gathering her strength, she watched for a pause in the traffic. Flit, 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 flit. Her long, slender wings pushed her across the road. "Head for the eastern red cedar tree," she told herself. She flew with more confidence. "I'll be safer now. The danger isn't over, but this road has trees on both sides and slower moving cars." Along the side of the road, Zoe spotted a patch of native butterfly weed. It was planted by master gardener volunteers as healthy food for monarch butterfly larvae. This is the perfect place to rest, Zoe thought. To her delight, she saw Madeline, a monarch butterfly, resting there too. "Maddie," cried Zoe, "how are you?" Maddie responded, "I haven't seen you in so long. You must be headed home." "Sure am," Zoe answered. "Have you seen all the new houses built in Desolate Village?" asked Maddie. "All the nectar flowers are gone. Not a single thing for us to eat or drink. No reason to spend any time there. Not a single beneficial insect to be found." "Oh my, that's too bad. No need to stop there. I'll hurry on. Good to see you again, Maddie. Let's stay in touch." Zoe flew on in search of the best place to hide her treasure. Not wanting to take any unnecessary risks, she stayed close to the edge of the forest. "I must keep my cargo safe." Flit, 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 flit. Zoe recognized the flowering trees, shrubs, and perennials in full bloom. "This is my street, all right. The Meadowlands at last. The bottlebush tree is already a hub of activity," she thought. Swarming bumblebees, feisty hummingbirds, and bright yellow butterflies were all drinking nectar from its fuzzy red flowers. Nearby, she saw her dear friend Susan, the cloudless sulfur butterfly. Suze! Zoe shouted. No one else could get away with calling me Suze but you, Zoe, replied Susan. Her bright yellow wings were dotted with cute little freckles, a visual display of her sunny personality. Everyone in the neighborhood loved Susan. I haven't seen you in weeks. Where have you been? Asked Susan. On an adventure. I was curious to see what was beyond the highway, answered Zoe. The highway? You know many of us don't make it past the highway, replied Susan in shock. I know, Zoe sighed. It was reckless of me. But I've made it back now, and I need to get to the passion flower vines. You're close. Just a little further and you're there. Good luck, shouted Susan as Zoe flew on. As Zoe passed the citrus trees, she spied her friend Gilda, the giant swallowtail butterfly. Gilda, it's me, Zoe. You look marvelous, darling, she drawled in her best southern accent. Gilda was one of the largest butterflies in the area. The underside of her wings were pale yellow, edged in black, and jeweled with spots of red and blue. The top of the wings are medium brown with yellow along the edge of the wings. Are you okay, Zoe? Gilda asked. You look so tired. This is my final stop on my way to the passion flower vines in the backyard, Zoe said wearily. A word of warning, Zoe, cautioned Gilda. The ladybugs and the green lacewings have been avoiding Desolate Village. Harsh pesticides must have been sprayed there recently. Even the lubber grasshoppers seem to have all disappeared. Be careful and keep on the safe side as you go, my friend. Thanks for the warning. You keep safe too, Gilda. I must keep moving to deliver my precious cargo. Flit, 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 flit. Over the wooden fence and into the backyard she flew, landing on a low branch of the stately southern live oak. Zoe thought, finally, some shade. The surrounding temperature seemed to drop. Home at last and safe. What good luck I've had with a bit of help from my friends. Zoe searched for the perfect place on the passion flower vine. Rising, falling, finally she landed on a strong branch. There, under the leaf, she deposited her golden treasures. My eggs will be unseen and safe, she thought with satisfaction. With a deep sigh, Zoe lit on a nearby leaf to rest her journey complete. She thought about the days ahead when her eggs would hatch and mature into caterpillars, larvae, and then finally become zebra long-winged butterflies just like her. Zoe, is that you? Asked a familiar voice. Zoe looked up to see her childhood friend Tilly, the golf fritillary. They had grown up together and played on this same passion flower vine. Tilly preferred sunny areas, while Zoe liked the shade. Yes, it's me. I've just laid my eggs. Maybe our little ones will grow up together just like we did. Wouldn't that be wonderful, Tilly said dreamily. Sweet, rich nectar, pollen, and good friends. How perfect. From across the yard, Zoe heard children shouting, "The zebras are here! The zebras are here!" Zoe wasn't frightened. She was quite familiar with those voices. Thundering feet pounded the ground. Eli, the oldest, made it to the garden first, followed by Noah and Silas. Rowan and Sophia were close behind, elbowing their way next to their brothers. Look, Nana, Eli motioned to his grandmother. See the zebra longwing's eggs under the leaf, stated Silas proudly. He was the future scientist in the family. There are zebras everywhere, exclaimed Rowan and Sophia in unison. The children enjoyed being outside at Nana's because there was always something to discover. "Hello, Miss Joanne," called Nana to her friend who pushed through the backyard gate, followed by her grandchildren. "Hey, Reed and James, come look and see who's back," offered Eli, pointing to the passion flower vines. "The zebras are here," shouted the children as they ushered their friends closer. "That one's Zoe," Silas informed them. "How do you know?" Reed asked. "When Zoe left her chrysalis, Nana put a little red dot on her wing," explained Eli. He was quite proud of himself for knowing such an important scientific word. "Zoe was the first to change from a caterpillar into an adult zebra long-winged butterfly," stated Noah. "What's a capertilla?" asked Sophia. She was the youngest and just learning new words. "It's called a caterpillar, silly," corrected Rowan in her best teacher voice. Nana patted Sophia on the head and explained, "A caterpillar hatches from each butterfly egg. In a few days, they'll be eating the leaves of our passion flower vines. We will watch them get longer and fatter." "Let me see Zoe," demanded Noah. All the children crowded in closely to look at her. Sure enough, there was a tiny red dot on her wing. "All right, let's plant more passion flower vines for our zebra project. The zebras need a safe place to eat and grow up. Go get your gardening tools, kiddos. Hop to it," Nana directed. "Let's go," they all yelled. The boys took the directions literally and hopped up and down to reach their tools. The children gathered their trowels, gloves, and watering cans, then marched to the site. Everyone was excited to be part of the zebra project. Nana turned around to look at Zoe one more time and whisper gently, "Welcome home, Zoe." Zoe lifted her wings. Flit, 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 flit. Nana knew Zoe understood. The children's voices began to fade, and Zoe could hear the comforting hum of the bumblebees, the clicking of the ladybug wings, and even the loud chatter of the cicadas in the oak branches above. This special place was a sanctuary for Zoe's family and all her neighborhood friends. "I'm finally home, and my eggs are safe," she thought to herself as she slowly drifted off to sleep. Home.